tonight.
The race to become an AI superpower is on.
The politics of artificial intelligence.
There will be a Chinese tech sector.
The more data, the better the AI works. So in the age of AI,
the United States has always been the world's most renowned country. Billions of people around the world consider it the world's leading country. It is no surprise why the president is regarded as the leader of the free world. Now, why this might be true? Other countries like China strongly disagree and would stop at nothing to exert their dominance on a global scale. In the last 50 years, China has undergone exponential growth that has seen it increase in terms of population, human capital, economy, and most essential, health and technological advancement. This growth has also seen China recently adopt artificial intelligence as its secret weapon to control the world. For instance, as the country's army, the Chinese People Liberation Army aims to become the world's most advanced military force. It has mainly invested in swarming, robotics, and other areas of artificial intelligence application. The advancements in its weapons system, which are described as autonomous, has further developed the existing strength of its research and development of unmanned missile technology and systems. While the level of sophistication of China's emerging technologies might be difficult to ascertain, initial analysis suggests that China is making great progress in its bid to dominate the world through AI. But how did China actually begin this quest? And what stage is the plan currently? Keep watching as we tell the tale of China's plan to control the world with AI. China's constant advancement in AI and autonomy-enabled weapon systems could become an upsetting factor in the world's military balance, while also potentially worsening the threats to global security, world rivalry, and even controlling the world. However, while the goal of the Chinese might be to dominate the world with AI technological advantage, the rush to develop these AI-controlled weapon systems that are largely untested, unsafe, and unreliable under real-life operations could spell troubles for other countries. The strategic choices by the Chinese People Liberation Army about which of its AI innovations will positively influence the direction of the military could be the key. Encouragingly, researchers and scientists from Chinese military are now spending more time studying, debating, and engaging in safety protocols and technical concerns, as well as the ethical and legal nature of its application. Nonetheless, the People's Republic of China's sale of these arms to nations with very little regard to war laws remains a threat to the United States' values and interests. As such, the country remains on its toes to stop China from essentially controlling the world. While this might seem like a difficult task at the moment, it's worth looking at when and how the Chinese government decided to utilize AI in its aim to control the world. Events in Ukraine actually propelled China's decision to utilize AI to gain control of the world. It all began on the night of October 4th, 1957, when Nikita Churchevich, the secretary of the Communist Party, was attending a party at the Mariinsky Palace in Kyiv, Ukraine. While he was there, he got a notice from an aide that he had a telephone call requiring his attention. The secretary left for a few minutes, and when he returned, his face showed some elements of triumph, at least according to his son, Sergei. Nikita told the assembled bureaucrats, "I can tell you some very pleasant and important news. A little while ago, an artificial satellite of the Earth was launched. The satellite, Sputnik 1, and his remote-controlled launch pad in Kazakh had gone into the night sky, blasting the entire Soviet Union into a vital lead in the Cold War space race. Soon after the launch, the news spread around the world. In the United States, several citizens sat out in the open in the backyards to catch a proper view of the mysterious orb as it soared high in the cosmos above them. After a short while, the public mood of most citizens shifted to anger from the initial awestruck they felt, and soon it became fear. The United States had not experienced any form of defeat since Pearl Harbor. They thought, if the Soviet could win the space race, what might they do next? In an attempt to prevent any crisis, President Eisenhower tried to downplay the importance of the Sputnik satellite. However, behind the scene, the president sprung into action, and by 1958, President Eisenhower announced the country's launch of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, today known as NASA. He also announced the launch of the National Defense and Education Act to improve science and technology education in schools across the United States. At that point, Eisenhower recognized the battle for who controlled the future wasn't dependent on territorial dominance. Instead, victory would be achieved by pushing at the frontiers of the human mind. 69 years later, after the Soviet Union launched its satellite and the United States responded with NASA, Chinese President Xi Jinping experienced his own Sputnik moment. However, the moment was not a result of a rocket setting off into the stratosphere, but a result of the game of Go, which was won by an AI. For Xi Jinping, DeepMind's AlphaGo defeating Korean Lee Sedol made it totally clear that AI would play a defining role in the 21st century, just like the space race had defined the 20th. For most Chinese leaders, the event carried extra symbolism because Go, an ancient game of the Chinese people, had now been mastered by an AI. However, the AI belonged to the Anglo-American company. As revealed by recent reports from the Oxford University, despite the several technological advancements by China, West still had the lead in the new cyberspace race. As a result, Xi Jinping knew he needed to act fast, so within 12 months, he announced plans to make China a technological and science superpower country. The goal was that, by 2030, China would be controlling the world in terms of AI, with a sector that would be estimated at around $150 billion. But how did China plan to achieve this? By teaching a generation of young Chinese to be the best computer scientists in the world. In 2013, teenagers from Shanghai received global accolades for topping the PISA test charts. Administered once every 3 years by the OECD, the test is organized to determine which country's kids are the smartest in the world. With an average age of 15, students from Shanghai were at least 3 full years ahead of the US and the UK in math, and a year and a half ahead of them in computer parts and science. Of all the participating kids, none had the talents of the Chinese. According to Alex Beard, there was a mural of a spacecraft at Wanhandu Road Primary School that urged students to come to participate and march to the future, further proving the level of commitment to attain a generation of young students that would grow up and become great at science. While describing his experience in Shanghai, Alex Beard said, "In a classroom on the second floor, 30 kids in marching sailor outfits joined in as a 7-year-old Selena led a rendition of the school song. Then they jumped into today's topic. How can we use number lines to express fractions? In bursts of 1 to 5 minutes in length, the young teacher ping-ponged students through a variety of short I do, you do activities that are designed to layer the learning of the concepts all through the class, ensuring the kids participated as much as possible. This was a famous Shanghai approach. They called it mastery learning." He further explained that in a typical class, lessons lasted around 35 minutes, allowing optimal student concentration. Each activity the student did was arranged into short blocks with some media and unique approaches that are used to increase the student's chances of understanding, which was achieved through drilling and repetition. Before the start of each class, the students performed singing, dancing, or stretching exercises to boost brain power. Alex Beard also explained that teachers were expected to be learners. He said, "Unlike in the UK, where, when I began to teach a decade ago, you might be working on full stops with 11 years old and talking 8 years old through the finer points of poetry. Teachers in Shanghai specialize not only in a subject area, but also in an age group. This meant that they might teach the same lesson multiple times, getting steadily better at doing this throughout their careers. Lest this become dullingly repetitive, they were allocated 24 hours a year to which they would improve their practice. The aim, perfection." One thing is clear from Alex's observation: the Chinese government is clear on what the future should be, and they're setting up their school kids on that path. Moreover, the stakes are quite high since China's artificial intelligence already has medical, transport, and industrial applications in autonomous vehicles, which is potentially a significant driver of the country's growth process. Beyond basic expression of its political will, China has several advantages, without a doubt. For starters, Chinese people are the world's largest users of smartphones to pay for goods and services, virtual assistants, and voice recognition softwares. The general public in China has accepted the wide use of robots to solve the labor shortages in hospitals, banks, and even hotels. It's pretty common to have an encounter with a delivery or a hotel reception robots. The Chinese government has also implemented the use of artificial intelligence in mining, construction, and even disaster relief. With over 800 million smartphone users in China, out of a possibly 1.4 billion population, the country is capable of generating a vast amount of digital information that can be widely accessible due to regulations set in place by the government. While the regulations protect consumer data, they are also often relaxed in cases of national interest, for instance, the health field. Furthermore, special regulatory regimes for bioengineering, biopharmaceuticals, and biotechnology support and promote collaboration between research, companies, and local authorities. The close attraction between these parties helped to attract investors. Several significant biotech breakthroughs have resulted, like machine learning and automatic natural language processing, to collect and analyze medical data, to predict the outcome of clinical trials and optimize clinical studies design. This further shows China's progress in its strive to dominate the AI world. China's large pool of skilled workers, consisting of about 1.4 million engineers, 6 times the numbers in the United States, with at least a third of them in AI, means that it has an edge in the future of the AI. The Japanese business daily Nikkei Asia noted, China is the undisputed champion in artificial intelligence research paper, far surpassing the US in both quality and quantity. Alibaba, Huawei, Tencent are now among the top 10 companies in the world producing this type of output. The research conducted by these companies results in real-world applications capable of improving the previous existing models. Just like in the mobile video sharing app TikTok and also the cloud computing division of Alibaba. Alibaba's customer service chatbots and personalized teaching tools are used to customize communication for each user based on their needs. Alibaba's City Brain software system has helped improve traffic flow so much that Hangzhou, which has a population of 6.97 million people, has gone from being the 5th most congested city in the world to 57. The system operates by monitoring congestion points and automatically adjusting traffic lights. In its bid to dominate the world with AI, one major area that makes Chinese industry stand out from its international competitors is its ability to combine retailing expertise and digital power through the successful integration of online, offline, and logistics data in a single value chain. Combined with artificial intelligence, the intelligence has allowed China to create an ultra-efficient delivery model. For example, one of the world's most advanced logistics centers can ship an item ordered from JD.com, an e-commerce giant, in 6 minutes. In May 2022, Baidu launched driverless taxi in Beijing, while WeRide, a Level 4 autonomous driving technology company, has made over 150,000 trips in Guangzhou without a single accident. These applications further show how far ahead and serious the Chinese have gone in their adoption of artificial intelligence. In the field of generative AI, an area which utilizing existing content in generating new one, the United States AI chatbot ChatGPT, which is capable of holding intelligent conversations with users, has certainly stolen the lead. However, some Chinese giants are responding to this by creating a new application and looking to create competition with their platforms. One such example is Tencent's Different Dimension Me animated image generator. It arrived on a global social media platforms towards the end of 2022 and is capable of creating anime-style images from photographs of faces. Another example is Baidu, which was launched in mid-March 2023. It has a 10 billion parameter model. Also, worth noting is IDEA, a research lab headed by the renowned computer scientist Harry Shum, which has invented Taiyi, another large-scale text-to-image model. With these contributions in generative AI, China aims to rival the United States, possibly topple them. Away from generative AI, China is also striving to dominate the mimicry domain, an area where the United States is remarkably advanced in its utilization of animal capabilities. For instance, it successfully explored and used the highly evolved biosonar ability of dolphins to protect United States sailors in Cameron Bay during the Vietnam War. It was used again in 2003 and 2011 Gulf Wars to detect underwater mines and afford troop carriers and logistics supply ships safe passage. Interestingly, over 1/4 of the nuclear submarine bases in the United States are guarded by serving dolphins. The United States is still continuing its research on the potential benefits of more marine life. Some of the programs focus on hiding covert messages using the sounds from mammals, with the Persistent Aquatic Living Sonars project focusing on researching innate marine animal sensing capabilities to identify and track assets belonging to adversaries of the United States. Similarly, the United States Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency is conducting research to ascertain if Goliath groups can be used as an underwater surveillance system for detecting adversarial nuclear submarines, ongoing drones, and other underwater vehicle threats. While the US might be advanced in mimicry research, the Chinese are also conducting their own research to rival and eventually surpass the efforts of the US. Researchers from the People Liberation Army have gone beyond the use of whale recordings and dolphin songs as secret code, unnoticed by enemy eavesdroppers. Now it's using artificial intelligence signal synthesis to create dolphin and whale sounds. Why? Because the Chinese believe AI is the way to sound as a means to transmitting coding messages from Chinese submarines to prevent enemy reconnaissance systems from detecting and deciphering their content, edging the United States and any other nation in the world. In terms of bioengineering, military scientists are also pushing aggressive research and boundaries, utilizing AI in their pursuit of developing the perfect robotic weapon system. The US has invented Leggett squad support systems and cyborg cockroaches capable of carrying small power packs on their backs to transport items and observe hostile territory. Additionally, more advanced research is being conducted to explore the potential of using engineering bioarmor and dragonfly hover techniques adapted from the exoskeleton configurations and unique fiber found in snail shells and mantis shrimp claws. Similar to the United States, China has its own plan in motion to dominate this area. The People's Liberation Army is developing a remote-controlled robot shark with a bionic tail-fin power source capable of reaching a top speed of 6 knots, maneuvering to avoid underwater obstacles, and conducting missions, including reconnaissance, search and rescue, and battlefield surveillance. The PLA is also developing a bright yellow biometric manta ray with the ability to dive 1,000 meters deep and use high propulsion efficiency while being able to soft land on the seafloor. In land systems, China's Ground Force Equipment Department has introduced AI animal robotics, including armed combatant robot dogs, into its operations since 2016. In 2022, Chinese engineers created a large, four-legged robot called Yak, capable of transporting items up to 160 kilograms and traveling at speeds of 6.20 miles per hour over several terrains, including snowfields, grasslands, and desert. This robot was controlled using AI technology. In the airspace military domain, the Chinese army have been conducting experiments around insects, creating AI-controlled fly robotic machines that can copy the way lightning bugs fly, communicate, and move. The Chinese force is also creating a high-tech spy drone called Dove that mimics 90% of an actual Dove movement. Quite different from the usual UAVs, the Dove can dive, accelerate, and gain altitude. It is difficult to detect because it attracts real birds and flies within their midst. created in the highly securitized Xinjiang Uyghur of China. This DAO features China's AI autonomous system. The step for China's advancement is to develop drone swarms. However, it faces stiff competition from the United States. The United States Department of Defense has set aside a whopping $3 billion to research human-machine combat swarming and teaming operations by unmanned drones. The United States aims to acquire an autonomous drone swarm to rival China's Area's denial and anti-access systems. As an AI-controlled command, the swarm will possess the ability to control thousands of other surface, aerial, ground, and underwater drones to overwhelm military installations. The US DARPA's Autonomous Multi-Domain Adaptive Swarm of Swarms research project is aimed at countering China's DF-16 and DF-21D short-range ballistic missiles and carrier killer anti-ship missiles that can take out US naval flotillas. In response to taking back the lead in the airspace military domain, China is aiming to build a counter-drone swarm capability. The chances of the project succeeding are high, since China is already the world leader in drone technology, with a wide range of surveillance, logistics, and attack drones. In 2022, there was an evidence of 10 drone swarm going through a thick bamboo forest in a fully autonomous mode. Although scientists say the technology needs time to mature, so research to find the elusive intelligent algorithm will continue. The race to dominance and control the AI military world is fully on between the United States and China. However, China maintains a strong belief that it can be a force to reckon with within the AI world, with Beijing seeing a fourth industrial revolution as a great opportunity to grab the initiative and become the world-leading power in weaponizing AI and biotechnology. China also believes that securing and overpowering adversaries will come down to algorithm competition advantage, which will soon be leveraged by futuristic, intelligent military systems mooted to include transcranial magnetic stimulation to maximize integration between humans and weapons on complex future battlefields. Will China eventually succeed in its plan to control the world? Or is the world not fully ready for an AI takeover? Let us know your thoughts. If you enjoyed watching this video, do leave a like and subscribe to this channel for more interesting stories and hidden secrets.